What's up, Drop Pod listeners? You can check out new episodes of the Drop Podcast every Tuesday and Thursday, wherever you listen to podcasts. You can find all of our content on YouTube at the Drop Golf Podcast and on our socials. That's Instagram and Twitter at the Drop_pod. No matter how you consume us, like, subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. Follow and listen along.
This episode is sponsored by Gimme Cocktails. Hey golfers, just because golf season is over in New Jersey doesn't mean you can't enjoy a taste of the course. Meet Gimme Cocktails, your favorite drink for any season. Gimme Cocktails is a family-owned business proudly based right here in Monmouth County, New Jersey. They've perfected the blend of premium vodka with either pineapple or lemonade iced tea, enhanced with a touch of effervescence. It's all natural, 7% alcohol, gluten-free, and the ultimate refresher whether you're winding down after a long day or gearing up for your next adventure. Find Gimme Cocktails at any Total Wine location, ShopRite in Middletown, Circus Liquors in Red Bank, and Huddy's in Colts Neck. Whether you're celebrating a win, unwinding after a busy day, or dreaming of next year's tee times, Gimme Cocktails is the perfect drink companion. And don't forget, drink local. When you sip Gimme Cocktails, you're supporting a New Jersey-owned company dedicated to quality and community. Follow them on Instagram at gimme_cocktails or visit gimmecocktails.com to learn more. Cheers to drinking local. Gimme Cocktails. Pick it up. This is the Drop Podcast where we talk golfing in the Garden State. I'm Mike Poro, and this is Ryan Kulot.
What's up, Drop Pod people? Welcome back. It is Interview Thursday, and Mike, I don't know how to intro this because it's such a big intro. We are honored, humbled, to whatever other adjectives you want to say, to have gotten the opportunity that we had. We sat down in person at Ramblewood Country Club with Ron Jaworski. Ron is the former quarterback of the Eagles through the 70s and into the 80s, I guess. Former ESPN analyst, Monday Night Football, on the countdown and doing the games on Monday night. You know, I even say it in the interview, Mike. When I think of my childhood NFL experience, I think of Ron Jaworski and Mike Tirico, John Gruden, and Tony Kornheiser, and Chris Berman, and these guys doing the pregame show to NFL football when there wasn't like it was being done on every channel, you know, and he starts that in 1990 and does it for, you know, whatever he says, 28 years or something like that. So it was really, really a cool experience to sit down with him. Obviously, he has all of those accolades and accreditations, but maybe people don't know. He currently owns and operates, I think it's 8 golf courses and 5 in New Jersey. And that's a big to do. So we talked to him again. We sit down at Ramblewood, and he talks about his experience in golf, the NFL, how he's gotten into this, and what's become of this. Like, what is he looking for when he's purchasing a new course, or how is he trying to run his courses? And it was really neat and really interesting. And again, it was very humbling to be able to sit down with someone of his caliber and get, you know, an hour of his time when someone like him is being essentially ushered from interview to meeting to this appointment to that appointment. It was really nice that we were able to make that happen.
Listen, we're starting February off with a banger. You know, Super Bowl Sunday, Eagles are playing. Ron Jaworski's on the Drop Podcast. I mean, what else can two guys like you and I dream of in a situation like this, and being able to sit down with him and listen, not to pat ourselves on the back, but I think it is probably the best ending question to an interview we've had to date.
I was just going to say, Mike, we have Ron Jaworski at the end of the interview gives his prediction for the Super Bowl. I don't know if that's the right word, but we're going to stick with it there. So you're going to have to stay tuned and listen, and we're not going to hold you up any further. Here's our interview with Ron Jaworski. Enjoy.
All right, so today's guest, I know we say this often, this is going to be a special one, but I think this is going to be one for the ages. Today's guest is none other than legendary ESPN analysis, NFL analysis, and owner of multiple golf courses. Today's guest is Ron Jaworski. Jaws, thanks so much for coming on today's show.
Great to be with you guys. We're going to have some fun talking golf. While the weather's cold, we're going to enjoy it being inside.
100%. Yeah, this is a real treat. As we were talking before a little bit, and Mike and I were talking, in the coming days, leading up to this. I feel like my childhood was watching you on TV. I don't really know you as a football player, but coming into, I think it was 1990 when you started with ESPN. Then seeing you on Monday night, I feel like it's. When I think about my childhood in football, I think about you, and it's a real treat and a real honor.
Well, you pretty much nailed it. I think when I retired in 1990, ESPN immediately hired me and NFL Films, and I actually think Steve Sable, who was then the president of NFL Films, hired me because it's about 10 minutes away from where we are right now, so he saved some money on travel.
No per diem on travel.
I ended up spending 28 years at NFL Films and ESPN, so I guess there's a certain segment of the population that remembers me from Monday Night Football with Gruden and Kornheiser and, the great guys that we had, and Chris Berman and all the other Sterling Sharp, and just had a lot of fun. Michael Irvin. Mm-hmm. It was football. It was for 6 months a year, every day for 6 months. I was locked down. It was football. The other 6 months I was working on my golf game, which still hasn't gotten any better, but I worked on it.
But listen, I think that's kind of where I want to start. Is a guy like you with your stature, your background. Where does golf come into play in terms of you starting to pick it up, to play it, and kind of to where you are today, overseeing all these golf courses in our area?
There's a long lineage. It started out when I was about 9 years old. I grew up in a town called Lackawanna, New York, which is outside of Buffalo, a suburb of Buffalo. About 21,000 people in the town. About 20,000 worked at Bethlehem Steel. It was a steel working town. It was hardworking, blue collar community. And I started playing golf when I was about 9 years old. And the place I played, it was a public golf course called South Park. And I never paid for a greens fee because I started on the second hole. I wasn't an NFL quarterback then, but I was sneaking on the golf course to play golf because quite honestly, we could not afford it. I had a mixed bag of clubs and whatever golf balls I could find. I would sneak on the golf course and play a few holes. That's kind of where I picked up the game. But I really felt I began to really get passionate about it was when I started my career with the LA Rams. I was in Los Angeles for 4 years. And I started playing in some tournaments out there, celebrity tournaments and different events like that. And I realized it's really cool. It's really fun. And very competitive. So most of my handicaps are around 16 or 17. So I worked hard to get it down to, I was as low as a 5 at one time. It's the best I've ever been. So at least I could compete with good players. But I always felt golf kind of was my calming type of sport. Football is crazy, hectic, and it was my job. And Tuesday was our day off. So on Tuesday, I would always make that my golf day. I'd always find a couple guys to go play golf. It was either in L.A. When I came to Philadelphia, it was Randall Cunningham and Mike Quick. And Mike Quick's now a Pine Valley member, and I taught him the game. So it worked out pretty good. It worked out pretty good. But Tuesday was like, you guys are in the media. We know the media scrutiny on everything. On everything you do. I go to the mall, people want to talk football. I go to the restaurant, people want to, especially when I was playing. So Tuesday was kind of a day off where I could just get away and go play golf and have fun, smile, not have some reporters sticking a mic in the face, hey, what happened on this? What happened on that play? What happened here? Why'd you do this? It was just a good, Tuesday was my day to let the air out, chill out, and golf was my way of doing it.
I love that because it can certainly be overwhelming, I imagine, for someone that's in that position. Hey, why'd you throw the out route, instead of the go route? And it's like, I'm just trying to buy groceries here. What are we,
people in South Jersey and Philly, they don't really care, about what you did on the field. No, they don't care much at all. Oh, my God.
Very unopinionated people. Yeah, for sure.
How many talk radio stations do we have in this town? Everyone's vocal in their opinion, which is great. It's great. It makes for the growth of the game.
So is that going back to your days with the Eagles? You go play on Tuesday. Is it you'd go play one course, or did you kind of spread around? Hey, let's go play at your club this week, my club next week, that kind of thing. Is that or is it, hey, we have the 9 o'clock at this club every Tuesday?
Well, first of all, I do play my courses most of the time. But I am America's guest.
Love that.
I've been fortunate to play Augusta 3 times. I have friends.
Wow. Yeah.
I mentioned Mike Quick at Pine Valley. He's a member there, and I have other friends that are Pine Valley members. So we get out there and Marion. So, like I said, if someone invites me, I'm usually raising my hand. Hey, you need a 4th? I'm ready to go.
I'm here.
So I've been very fortunate to play a lot of great golf courses.
Okay. But what about going back to like your NFL days? You play on that Tuesday. You said it's kind of the calming day. Is it all in one place, or
It was pretty much local at the time when I acquired Eagles Nest, which was in 1984. That's where I was where Mike Quick started to play and Randall Cunningham started to play, and I had a lot of guys because it was so close to Veterans Stadium where we practiced about 15 minutes. So if you want to get a workout in the morning, and on Tuesday, we'll meet you at 10 o'clock, meet you at 11 o'clock, and that'll be our round of golf. And that was kind of the way it was. You weren't going to travel during the season because you want to stay home and to get some rest anyway.
Exactly, yeah. So what's and staying in like the NFL schedule in those days, when are you traveling to like an away game? Are you able to play on the road at all during the season, or you travel Friday, you get in Saturday, we're still watching films, still, are you able to get out at all on the road?
Here's kind of a crazy story. No, the answer is no. I would never play during except for that Tuesday, the day off.
Okay.
But when I had Eagles Nest, I'm thinking the year was probably like 1991, 92. I'm retired. The Eagles are playing the Giants. Lawrence Taylor is a friend of mine. He calls me. Now, it's hard to believe he's a friend of mine the way I asked him the time. But we actually bonded on the golf course in the offseason because we played in a lot of different events, different tournaments, so we became kind of friendly. So he says, it was a Sunday game. He says, hey, we're getting in about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Can I go over and play a round of golf? Hell yeah, you can play a round of golf. So here's LT calling me to play my golf course, and they're playing Eagles the next day. But we still keep in touch. He plays a lot of golf. And because of my notoriety in the golf business and as well as my football background, a lot of guys, they reach out to me, especially down the shore. And in the summer, guys can call me all the time. Hey, can you get me out? Can you get me out? So, of course I can. I find a way.
What, after you kind of hung it up as the NFL quarterback, what made you from a business side say, you know what, I'm going to start dabbling a little bit in the golf course operations, the management, the ownership side? What kind of made you want to go that route?
First of all, I love the game. I had a passion to play the game, not only football, but I love the game of golf and what it lends to a person and the friendships you develop on the golf course. I love that part of it. But I think in 1979, I acquired my first golf course. It was a 9-hole golf course called the Aberdeen Club up in Jenkintown, Pennsylvania. And myself, John Bunting, who was one of my teammates, were partners. And we managed a health club with a 9-hole golf course. And I learned the golf business from, at that time, golf pro Hugh Riley. So he ran the 9-hole golf course for us. I learned the business of golf. And I think as a player, that was probably like my 7th or 8th year. I came to the league in 73. And I remember we had a meeting with our player rep, Steve Priest. This is 1974. I'm going back a little bit now, but it kind of sets the table for why I got into golf. And then we had one of our Players Association meetings, and Steve started going over these numbers about the average career in the National Football League is 3.3 years. It was like a holy shit moment.
Not for long, NFL.
Not for long, yeah. I said, what? Wait, the average career is less than 4 years. I better start looking for something to do. That kind of thought went through my mind, but I was still developing as an NFL quarterback. And, the next play could always be your last. I was fortunate to play 17 years. That's way above the average. But the next play could have been my last. Break a leg, get concussions, who knows, shoulder, it could happen. So I was always kind of looking for an opportunity to have a fallback position in case I did get hurt, if I did get cured, if I lose my job, whatever it may be. And when the opportunity came in 79, I kind of said, this might be the opportunity to learn business, to learn to actually operate something, put my hard-earned money into it. And it's amazing when you put your money in how much harder you do work, to save your money and maybe earn some money. So in 1979, that was my first golf course. I learned the golf business from Hugh Riley. A few years later, we had the Twining Valley Golf Club, which released from Upper Dublin Township. And I really kind of learned more about the golf business because we were building greens. We were redoing fairways. So I was learning more of the agronomic side and dealing with the superintendent and growing grass and how to grow grass. Because we just think you throw some seed and grow some grass. That's so far from the truth, it's unbelievable. And you're cutting it at 1/32 of an inch, and people want it perfect every day. So I learned that side, and not only the business but the agronomic side. Because Joe Christini, who's the name, does our superintendent. So he kind of taught me the agronomic. So in '84, a golf course became available in Winona. It was closed. It was called Tall Pines. It was in bankruptcy, and so I went over and looked at it. And said, this might be an opportunity. And it was $1.6 million, and I didn't have $1.6 million. but we made it work.
Yeah.
And we made it work with the bank. We got it done. And that's kind of where once you're committed to that kind of money and that kind of loan, it's amazing the work you put in. I'll be totally frank. It wasn't all me. It was my wife and my family, which is when you make that kind of investment. It was not only my son who runs a golf company now day to day, and my wife Liz, but my sister and the whole family was. It was
You're
a family.
going all in.
We're all in. Yeah. So that's when you go all in. That's when you really take everything serious. So that was where I cut my. And I'll be the first to admit, made a lot of mistakes. When you go into business and you're in charge of it, you make a lot of mistakes. But fortunately, those mistakes help me down the road. You learn from those mistakes and don't make them again, and you'll be successful. And through the years, we own 8 golf courses now as our family. And so I have some investors like Joe Flacco is one of my business partners. Joe's an investor here at Bramblewood. Joe's awesome. Joe's an absolutely awesome guy. And he's an investor down at Back Creek. The minute I looked at Back Creek 2 years ago, I said, oh, it's down there. And my son BJ went to Delaware, as did Joe Flacco. And I said, well, BJ, you're going to be down here, but we got to get Flacco. I mean, he's Mr. Delaware, Super Bowl champion and following. And so it worked out. Joe's just an awesome partner, an awesome personality. So you get the right people together, and you have fun with it. So.
Yeah. I would agree. You get the right people and you put something together. Yeah. Testament to you, Mike.
Yeah.
There you go, Mike.
I take that. And
take credit when you can.
Yeah, listen, take it and run. And obviously having 8 golf courses, there's 5 here in New Jersey specifically, the one that we're at here today, Ramblewood Country Club. What are the things that kind of, when you look at a golf course and you say, you know what, I want to put that in my portfolio or I may not, what are some of the things that someone like you, being a person who enjoys playing, are there certain characteristics of a place that you look at and say, you know what, I like that, I can make that even better?
Yes, but I think I'm more of an opportunist. Okay. We have never taken over or purchased a golf course that was beautifully manicured and pristine. We've kind of taken over depressed properties that are in trouble. And it's kind of become my niche. I got because I play so much golf at different golf courses, I got a different way of looking at things. But we know our market too. We're not trying to be here. We're not trying to be here. We're trying to be right in the middle and it really attack the larger demographic. All our golf courses are semi-private. So you look at like running deer. We've had 2 U.S. Open qualifiers. You're out of the state of New Jersey, and 2 U.S. Open qualifiers. And man, I love when we get selected to have a U.S. Open qualifier because we get 100 of the best golfers around the country. And I stand in first tee and the 10th tee, and I go, "Whew, these damn guys are good." They're not even on a tour, So the properties we look at, I kind of say, okay. I like the property. I like the golf course now. I put my people to work. Charlie Clark's our executive superintendent. We'll check out the irrigation system, the wells, the water. The number one thing in today's world is water. You got to get. If you don't have water, if you don't have irrigation, proper irrigation systems, it's hard to give people the product that they deserve. So it takes months to go through the surveys and do all the things you got to do. But and a lot of it is I know the market. I mean, I've lived in South Jersey now since I came here in 1977. Raised 3 kids, have 7 grandsons. So this is where we are, and we know this community. We get great support in the community. Obviously, my football background, and within our golf courses, we all have sports bars, wedding facilities. We do over 500 weddings a year. So there's a lot of moving parts. As a golf company, we do over $37 million in business. So you can tell there's a lot of moving parts and a lot to watch out for. And I'll be the first to tell you that it's about people. You get the right people, you'll be successful. People you can trust, you can count on. You put your head on the pillow at night, and everyone's doing the right thing. You'll be successful. I think our strength as a company has been always selecting the right people, except for Luke. We're kidding. I'm kidding, my man. You select the right people, and you let them go. You let them. We have a way of doing business. It's been successful for a long time. We'll continue it, but at the end of the day, when Liz and I have dinner at night, we talk about people. The success is people. Yeah, 100%. Not the business. We love golf. No doubt. You got to have the right people, put them in the right position, and set them up for success.
Set them up and trust that they're going to do the right thing for you.
Yeah. And trust is a key. It's like it's a football player. Yeah. I had to trust 10 guys in every single play. 10 other guys. Yeah. Not in myself. 10. And if 9 guys do a great job, I do a great job. But one guy runs the wrong route or missed the block,
Plays over.
Everybody's a loser.
Yeah.
Everybody's a loser. So it's same thing, golf. We got to open those doors every morning when the sun's coming up, and all of a sudden someone doesn't show up for an hour to do the right thing. Hurts everybody.
Yeah.
You know, then greens aren't rolling at 10.5.
Yeah.
You know, people are mad, right?
Right. Obviously, amongst the courses here in New Jersey, you know, I don't want to put you on the spot and say, do you have a favorite? But what are the things for each of your courses that kind of stands out for you that says, you know what, I like this so much about Ramblewood and I like this so much about Running Deer? Like, what are those things that stand out about the courses to you?
Yeah, I think we're at Ramblewood now, and Ramblewood it's a factory.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'll play 73,000 rounds of golf around 27 holes. This place from sun up to sundown is busy. It's busy all day. We're in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. You fall out of bed, you're on a golf course here. You know, it's great. And we've been so well received since we bought here 9 years ago. Put a lot into the golf course. We continue to put into the golf course, expanding irrigation. So as far as rounds played, the sports bar is packed all the time. It's active. It's a great community. We do concerts in the summer. We have, thousands of people come out to a concert that we do, and they're free concert. So, we do a lot of different things we're very community active, and some of you, I'm sure when you did your research on me, my foundation's raised, over $9 million now for at-risk youth in our community. So we're committed to that. People know that we always give back. And I think that's important for any business to be successful, that you're constantly giving back and helping those that are less fortunate. So in that regard, Ramblewood is a great place. It's just a cool place to be. Probably the most difficult golf course is Running Deer.
Yeah, that's what I want to get to.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah, you got to play it because you'll be pissed at me when you get off it. Not a damn. Greens are too undulating. We just talked about Ramblewood, and they're fairly flat, and you can putt, and they're mostly straight. You go to Running Deer, you leave there going like this. What the hell? And Ed Carmen, who designed the golf course, made it that way. He was a PGA golfer, and he wanted a difficult golf course you can play. I mean, you go back to the tips, 7,500 yards. Yeah. I don't go back there.
Yeah,
but I shot it myself. Be sure it was 7,500 yards. Because everyone said it can't be 7,500 yards. So I was with the guy that shot the golf course to the gap, and it was 7,500 yards. So
there's some of those tee boxes there, and it's been a few years since I've played there.
They're still there.
There's that you go, this is the tee. This is such a long hole, and then you look, and you got to go another 30, 40 yards back to get to the.
Like I say, but there are multiple tiers, so you can play for 7,500 to 4,300 for the ladies. Yeah. So we and by the way, we've really, I don't know if they revolutionized our golf course, but we have catered to the slow swing players now, and it's not women anymore; it's younger players, even older players like myself that can't hit at 290 anymore. I like to move up a little bit so I can keep up with my son, which I still can't. But so we've tried to make the course more playable because golf is so popular right now. I gave you numbers on a couple of our courses. You guys know if you're covering Jersey golf, it's hard to get a tee time on a weekend now.
1,000%.
It's hard to get a tee time. So you got to be very careful of make sure you're getting the golf course playable for the slow swing player. You got to keep prices. You can't keep raising the price. Although our cost of doing business goes up every single year. People say, "Oh, you raised your price." I say, "Yep." I wish I could show you the bills that our cost of doing, what it costs to buy a tractor, what it costs to buy an irrigation head, and you're buying thousands of them, for 8 golf courses. So the cost of doing business is going up. Hopefully things will calm down, but we'll see where the new administration comes in. If we can calm inflation down, I don't want to get into politics, but I'm talking business. But hopefully, that'll happen because we can't keep it's hard. Although the game is growing, so are the costs of doing business in the golf business.
100%.
And there's definitely a bubble that's coming because it feels like just a short time ago.
I'll bet you there isn't. I'll bet you dinner. Okay. We've been saying that since COVID.
Yeah.
The bubble's going to burst. The bubble's going to burst. And the bubble hasn't burst yet. So I know it's a short period of time. I hope I'm right. I don't think it's going to burst. I think there's so I give you a good barometer, the scientific barometer, the Jaws scientific barometer here. We love high school golf. We love the kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll sit on the back here at Ramblewood at the patio when the school kids are playing. I'll sit there and about 3:30, sometimes having a cold beverage, sometimes just eating. I'll sit there with my wife or some of the guys around here at Ramblewood. I say, look at that practice putting green. There's about 30 kids on there, high school players. About 15 are ladies.
Yeah.
Half the players down. The women are taking over golf.
Yeah, it's untapped.
They are taking over golf. They love it. And like I said, we built new tees to make it more user friendly for the ladies and the younger people, the younger players. So to me, that's my research eyeball test. When I look and I see, and I think the latest National Golf Foundation study has shown like the biggest sector of new golfers has come from ladies and the younger ladies, not necessarily older, but the young kids now playing the game. And you see it from the high school sports.
Yeah.
I do think it's an untapped market in terms of what we're all accustomed to seeing on the golf course is the female side of it. And it's not even just middle-aged females. It's younger girls realizing that, wow, this sport could open up so many doors for me as I get older just by playing it. I don't need to be good at it, but just by being able to go out there and play.
Work my way
because we
around
all
the
know
course.
the networking and the business side of it, what goes on the golf course.
Well, you got someone for four and a half hours, and you're talking. You maybe talk about your family. If you're maybe interviewing someone for a job when you're out there, you meet people at these outings. Are all business people. They're looking obviously to know somebody. Hey, if you're ever looking for somebody, so there is that side of it. So I think it just connects a lot of people. It's a very connecting business.
Yeah, no doubt.
And spending 4 hours with somebody, you get to know them pretty well.
Sometimes too well.
Yeah.
Another one of your spots that we have been to, we haven't been to all 5, and I can admit that, but Riverwinds was a spot for us that I played it without Ryan one time with a friend, and I said, I'm telling you, when you go play this, you're going to love it. And I think when he played it in 2023 or early 2024, he left there saying, like, that might have been my most favorite spot I've played.
It is the best kept secret in South Jersey.
100%. I don't even.
It is the.
It really is.
We'll talk about the golf course first. It's spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
It's a link style golf course. I mean, you get on along the Delaware River.
So
you
good.
see those holes there in 17, an island green.
Phenomenal.
And we're busy as hell.
Yeah.
But I don't think why it doesn't have this great reputation. We don't have a big giant clubhouse. You know, you take your car about a quarter of a mile from it's a tennis center / clubhouse pavilion, blah blah. So we don't have the grandiose clubhouse and sports bar and that sort of thing. But the golf course is, and there's a good and a bad to that. I think some people just like to go and play golf. I mean, we got a food truck and we got all the things that made it a cool place. And we say Riverwinds is a cool place to play because there's always a breeze.
Yep.
But it is a world-class golf course. Yeah. And
I don't know if I could say enough unbelievable adjectives about that place, because when people said, oh, you're going to love the 17th hole, wait till you go there and see it. You hear the stories, you see the pictures, but then you get to experience that hole specifically. Yep. Like, that's got to go down as one of the better par 3s that we have here in terms of not only public golf, but private golf in the state.
Yeah, it's surrounded by water. And it actually, the next time you go, I don't know if when you played 18, the tee on 18, it's all the way back, but it's got to be 200 feet in the air. I think you can see New York City from the tee. I mean, it is the highest point in South Jersey. I mean, you can see anywhere, and it's so cool. You go up to the top there. You see, we're only about a mile and a half from Lincoln Financial Field, right across the river.
Yeah.
As a crow flies, straight line right across about a mile and a half. But planes are landing, ships are coming up. Sometimes the big ships start coming up the Delaware River. You see Lincoln Financial Field. You see Live Casino, which I work for. I'm going to plug in there for Live Casino, all right? And by the way, they send us a lot of business because all people they're well aware of the kind of. It's not a secret anymore, as you can tell. But it used to be the best kept secret. You know, you got a Riverwinds and blah blah blah, and it's not a killer price. But as we're so damn busy right now, I can't guarantee tee times to anybody anymore. But we get people out. But the aesthetics and the vistas you get from that golf course are unique to South Jersey.
It really was. Mike went and played it, like you said before, and then when I went and played it, I took a flight. I was going out to Chicago, and so I was like, you know what? I'll fly out of Philly. I'll go play golf, and then I'll take a late flight. So it's exactly what I did. Timing couldn't have worked out better. But I'll tell you, that course was spectacular. I absolutely loved it. And I'm the same way. Like, you kind of go in, it's a little bit of a different, unique, awkward, whatever you want to say, to like the clubhouse that it's in the tennis center. But when you get over to the other side, it's just golf, and the golf course is just incredible.
You see it feel like parks when you get out to that first tee. You drive out to the first tee, and it's like, oh, it's like that moment. It's like that moment.
It's a very
like,
cool place.
Yes.
Yeah. You're right on the water.
And I think the other thing, I know you touched on it earlier, but you know, your foundation and your Jaws Youth Playbook, okay? Like, looking and seeing all these things, I'm a big social media guy. I'm always seeing things that are going on. You're constantly doing things, to your earlier point about giving back to the community. Explain why that's such an important thing to not only the business side of Ron Jaworski, but the personal side as well.
Yeah, I think I'm blessed, and I think I've been blessed. My family's been blessed. So I just always felt it's important to give back. And I found that through golf tournaments is a great way to raise money. I mean, for years, my tournament was in Atlantic City. And we got unbelievable response from the Pallies, unbelievable people. Harris were unbelievable for the golf tournament. Like I said, now we're at Riverwinds. We have live casino from Phillies, one of our presenting sponsors. And we've always gotten great support. And where I've delivered, I've had from Tom Brady, Dan Marino, Charles Barkley, you name it. Johnny Unitas, they have played in my event. So I've had the best. And it's funny because how do you get Marino? Well, obviously I was a Dolphin for 2 years, so Danny was my teammate, but Danny runs a tournament in Florida. So I go to his tournament. Jim Kelly in Buffalo. Jim Kelly, I still go to Buffalo every year for Jim Kelly. So, hey, scratch my back out.
Exactly.
So we all kind of do it together, So it's great to get the headliners. People want to see Tom Brady. Can I play with Tom Brady? Well, be luck of the draw that I control. But it's nice, and I get tremendous support from all the sports teams here in Philadelphia, not only from the active players, but from the organizations in general. The one thing we have is great sports teams and great sports organizations that do give back to the community. The Eagles, the Flyers, Sixers, just do an amazing job, and the Phillies as well, just do an amazing job. So my tournament, of that $9 million that we've raised, probably I would say half of it has come through that for my annual tournament alone. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I see all the pictures out there, and I think, seeing just a kid smile when you're able to interact with them or to give them something that they may not be able to go and afford on their own, I think it's like, wow, that, the impact, something little to you is something huge to them.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned, like I talked about concerts before, things we do at Ramblewood. After Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2018. Trying to 2017 season, but I brought the Vince Lombardi Trophy here.
Oh, cool!
At our concert night. So here, have the trophy here, take a picture, and that's when you talk about community.
Yeah.
The people in Mount Laurel that support us or say we're gonna have the trophy here. Come on, take a picture with us. It's cool. It's a cool factor.
Very much so.
It's the little things that make a difference.
For sure. I mean, you're putting smiles on everybody's face, and I would think, in this area, being in the South Jersey, you don't have a mixture of, you go north, you could have Giants and Jets fans, right? Here, I imagine everybody is Philly. There's not a mixture.
Like 99%.
There you go. We'll go all adjacent.
We got a couple of Cowboy fans that that infiltrate us every now and then.
Infiltrate's the correct word. Yep.
And then obviously there's a few things I want to kind of put a bow on this, but talk a little bit about your golf game. Like, how often are you able to get out? Obviously, we live here in the Northeast, and it is very difficult this time of the year to get out and play. But when you do get out and play, what is your game like?
Yeah, I'm okay. I used to be a 5. That was ancient times. Now I'm a 15.
Okay.
But I love to play. I love to play. I love every opportunity I get. I probably play 3 times a week. When the weather gets nicer. A lot of those are these charitable events because you go to Pinehurst and different golf courses. Trump National down in Florida. You get a tournament down there I play in every year. So I get invited to really good golf courses, and I wish I could play more, but my back's getting tired. The ball doesn't go as far. I get angry when I'm missing putts. I always get angry when I miss putts. But when the weather gets nice, I love to play. In fact, behind us is a simulator. My office is on the other side of that wall.
Okay.
So I sneak in here and whack some balls every now and then, just to make sure I'm staying tuned up a little bit.
Stay sharp. I like that. I like that.
Ready for when the season comes around.
Absolutely. Be ready.
Do you particularly play a lot of your golf here at Ramblewood? Like, if I had to say, like, when we're playing golf here at home, or are you kind of all over?
I probably played. My course is the most rounds at Blue Heron Pines.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Because I'm down in Stone Harbor for kind of home for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about 25-minute drive up to Blue Heron Pines, which, I mean, you guys have been to Blue Heron Pines.
Yeah.
It's a tremendous golf course. Roger Hansen did a magnificent job building and designing that golf course. And we just took it to another level because he built something really, really unique and beautiful from a golf course perspective. People down the shore absolutely love it. we're playing almost 50,000 rounds of golf there. Almost 50,000. It's packed during the summer.
Man, that's a good track.
And we give them good conditions at a very fair price. That's why we've been successful. It's like I said, the cost of doing business is going up. But I'm trying not to have to pass those costs along. There's going to be a saturation point where people say that's too expensive. I'm trying to stay away from that point, but you need help too.
Right, that's the balance that people on the business side face. Is we hear it all the time, like, oh, that's too expensive. That's priced out for what I'm willing to pay. But then I'm also like, sometimes you pay for quality. Like if the golf course is really good, you kind of need to pay a little bit. But
they go to Trout National down there in Millville.
Good luck.
And Tiger, Trout, and John Ruger are doing a monumental golf course. It's going to be spectacular for golf in New Jersey. To have Tiger involved, and Mike's a member at Running Deer. And his dad remembers it. So they play at Running. He has his Millville golf tournament there every year. They raise money for the Millville Thunderbolts high school athletic program. So there's Mike's way of giving back as well. Yeah. But he loves the game of golf. His other partner, John Rugal, loves golf. And obviously Tiger loves golf. Yeah. Tiger's been down there, I think, 3 or 4 times. I'll walk in the property. But it's going to be when you throw a Tiger into New Jersey golf, particularly South Jersey, you go, oh, that's pretty impressive. Yeah. And I'm saying, yeah, we're only 5 miles away at Running Deer, so you can play both. You
can play 36 days.
I heard you have not ever had a hole-in-one. Is that correct?
It is correct.
Okay, so now here's my hypothetical for you. Would you?
I'm having a good day.
Listen, would you? Listen, the guy you wanted to fire. The guy you wanted to fire gave me a great suggestion.
When I'm done here, there's about 10 balls sitting in the other office over there. Because when you make a hole-in-one, I autograph football. Congratulations on your hole-in-one. Oh. I sign hundreds of those balls every single year. And not one says, Ron, congratulations on your hole-in-one. Ron. And the guys that make a hole-in-one, like I came in the office this morning, and Dana's my secretary. She goes, Ron, there's a couple guys waiting for their footballs. They're calling here. I mean, you would think it's a Super Bowl trophy. Congratulations on your hole-in-one, Jaws. So I don't have one of those. All right. Thanks for ruining my day.
I apologize. So the question is, would you rather the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl this year, or for you to make your first career hole-in-one?
Holy cow. Since we already have won the Super Bowl, and I don't have one, I'm going to say make a hole-in-one.
Yeah, I love that.
I got the ring.
You got the jewelry to say. I love that.
So good. So good.
Now, I've hit the stick. I've hit the flag. I've took a chunk out of the cup. I've spun around and out, but never went up there and said, there it is. Yeah. But I've witnessed 5. Now, that's the worst part about it. My friends have made 5.
And my guess is they are either new to golf when they got them, or they're lifers. Like nobody's in the middle of kind of, I've been playing for a few years, and they go, I just started playing yesterday.
I would say it's half and half. Now, the funniest one was a friend of mine. His name was Tony Suter. Just going back to when I had Eagles Nest. He was from Poland. From Poland. He wasn't a golfer. He picked up when he came here. He'd only been golfing like a few months. And the 16th hole at Eagles Nest was a par 3, and he played it about 140 yards. He hit a 3-wood. Hit the stick. Now, he made a hole-in-one. He was playing in cowboy boots. Oh, yeah. Not golf shoes, not tennis sneakers. He was playing in cowboy boots, flannel plaid shirt, made a hole-in-one. I said, Tony, if you could make a hole-in-one, I know someday I'm going to make a hole-in-one. Here, he came home from Poland, construction worker, cowboy boots on, made a hole-in-one in the Eagles Nest.
It's coming for you. It's coming for you.
Well, listen, I didn't know.
I need some help, big guy.
I didn't know which way you were going to go there. But that's listen. I got 3. So
you're a one handicap.
But ask me where the balls are.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a memorabilia guy, so I don't know where the golf balls are.
You got to make one of the Jaws course, and you get a football.
Well, and I'll tell you a funny. Speaking of that, I got a funny story here for you. So, my dad's obviously a pretty good golfer as well, and I said to him that we're coming to interview you at Ramblewood. And he said, is one of their early holes a dogleg right par 4? And I said, I know I'm going through your scorecards because I haven't played. And I believe one of the 9s has the second hole is a dogleg right par 4. Am I?
What hole?
One of your One of your 9s Is there one that's a dog leg
No.
right? No dog leg rights.
No. All straight ahead. 1 and 3. The 3 first holes are all straight. Luke, by the way, grab me one of those footballs out of my office.
Yeah. But
We'll show off one of the footballs you get if you make a hole in one.
red three.
Dog leg right, but it's a par 5.
Well,
Okay,
not
now,
the first
is there
hole.
any par fours? I'm talking par fours, dog leg right, early on.
No.
All right. Well, then he swears.
They're right in
He
this
swears
office.
he had a hole in one here. My dad on a par
On a
four.
par four?
On a par four. When the tees were moved up and it
It
scrambled.
could have
out.
been Eagle's Nest.
Okay.
Eagle's Nest had a number 2. Was a hard. If you're long, you could blow it over the trees and hit the green. We only
Yeah.
played about 305, 3.
Small world. He
It
was
could-
out of it. He
it
was
could-
out of it. I said, I'm
no.
bringing it up. He said, don't bring it up. Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up. So I'm bringing it up. But there you go.
Luke's bringing the ball in here. And if you make a hole in one at a Jaws golf course, I actually personalize this to the you made the hole in one. And
There you go. I
people
love it.
kill for these balls because it means you got a hole in one.
Listen.
And you know what? I don't have one.
Yeah, listen.
I'm saying,
Sooner than later.
congratulations, Ron.
Yeah, sooner than later you get it. But listen, I can't thank you enough
Oh, it's
for
great.
giving us some time here, and
My
I,
pleasure.
I can't wait for us to come out here and finally get to experience this place.
Well,
So
come. I'll join you guys when you want to play, or down at Blue Heron in the summer.
sounds good.
Love
Appreciate
it.
it.
That'd be great.
Play with a 1 handicap. What's your handicap?
9.
Single digit
it's-
guys here, man.
Well, it got
You
to
said
9
that
at
like
the end of the year.
You said that like
'cause
you're
I'm-
angry. I'm a crappy 9.
Because
you know?
I've been saying all year, because it fluctuates, right? The handicap system kind of goes when it starts booting numbers out. When I'm a 12, I'm winning money. I think I should be about a 10, but when I'm an 8, I'm losing money.
Yeah.
So it's kind of right in that ball.
I know that feeling. When I was a 5, I couldn't make a $5 win.
Yeah.
Now I'm 15. I'm come this way.
Yeah.
Give me a 5.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate
You bet,
it.
guys. Thank you.
Thank you very
All right,
much.
thank you so much.
Keep
I appreciate
promoting
it.
the game of golf. It's great to stay in New Jersey.
Thanks,
We'll
man.
do. Thank you.